Alright, what's going on guys? FaZe Kay here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be doing another sit down video like I did the other week about how I transform my body, except today I'm going to be speaking about how I joined FaZe Clan. I never do these kind of sit down chat videos. I've done one before about how I transform my body, and I'll only do them if I can like find something or find a topic that means something to me to speak to you guys about, that I feel like you can benefit from or take away something like that I did, that I achieved. I don't know if that's making sense, but if you guys do enjoy these anyway and you want me to do more of these, just I don't know, just sitting and chatting to you guys, I never get to do it, smash a like on this video, show me you want me to do these more often, and I could definitely, you know, think of some good new topics that you guys I feel would benefit from. Like the last one I did about how I transform my body, I got so much positive feedback from that. I don't think you guys realize how happy that made me, seeing all those comments and all the tweets and everything that I've seen from you guys, like smashing the gym now, going at it. This isn't about the gym. If I start talking about the gym, we'll be here for hours. But yeah, thank you to all of you guys who did leave a like on that last video that I did, and I appreciate all of you who have gone out and actually started making an effort to do stuff. It's crazy the amount of people that I inspired with that one video. Hopefully in this video I can do the same, but maybe not the gym, maybe in something else, and maybe in other things, in other videos in the future, which is why I want to know if you guys want me to do these again, because I just love it, man. It's so sick. And by the way, if I look really hot, like if I look like I'm sweating, it's probably because it is the hottest day in England right now. I have to turn off my fans to make this video in my room, so my room right now is just stale, and I am actually in my boxers. I know YouTubers say like I'm recording this in my boxers, but yeah, I'm literally I'm in my boxers. So yeah, today's topic is just how I joined FaZe Clan, guys. It was a long process for me. I first started recording and making videos about the end of 2009 was when I got my first like HD PVR or whatever it was called. Got that, and then I didn't really know anything about like, you know, like trick shotting and that, like until about a few months after I got my PVR. Like I got it to not even quickscope with it. Like when I was recording, I wasn't even quickscoping, and we're talking like 2009. Then I got introduced to sniping by my cousin's friend called Stu, who lives in Scotland, and he showed me people like Zerka, he showed me people like Optic Predator. So those people are the main people, like Small Beans, Optic Predator, Zerka, those guys like were the proper OGs for me. Those are the people, obviously I'm going to come along to people in FaZe, but those were the originals that started off me, especially Optic Predator and Zerka. I was so like fascinated by how they would like have a sniper zoom in, zoom out, and just quickscope someone like really quick. I was like, how are they doing that? How is it like, how are they killing all these people so quickly with a sniper? Because I always loved sniping, but I always loved like sitting in the back of the map for sniper, like being a noob. I don't know why I'm doing this, the animation, I don't know why I'm doing that, but yeah, I always like being a noob with snipers. And then I saw quickscope and I was like, what the fuck have I been doing, man? This is where it's at. And I got addicted to quickscoping. For those of you that don't know, I actually do have something called an addictive personality. So if I do find something that I really like, I can get addicted to things quite easily. I'm not addicted to anything bad, don't worry, but I can get addicted to like things really easily. So like the smallest thing from a song, like literally think of anything you can get addicted to. I can get addicted to anything. A song, if I like it, I'll listen to it on repeat. For some reason, I fucking loved quickscoping on Call of Duty, and I was so addicted to COD. It was actually unreal how addicted I was. I wouldn't go out and see my friends. They would call me, they'll be like, yo, we're in the park, and I'd be like, I'm quickscoping. What do you mean? Fuck off. You know, I actually like what I was like. So back then, the biggest team there was this team called Rise. It was like the equivalent to FaZe back like just before FaZe blew up for like I'd say like a few months. It was like the equivalent to FaZe. I was like, fuck, trying to get in this team. I tried so hard, did the recruitment challenge, didn't get in. Then afterwards, my friend, or the leader, who ended up being my friend called Dan, he was just like, yeah, okay, I think I'm gonna give you an opportunity. Well, my name wasn't K back then. It was The Last Predator. That was my gamer tag, The Last Predator. I was a fucking noob, but yeah, I managed to get into Rise, and I was called Rise Kattri, K-A-T-T-R-I. That was a really weird gamer tag, but I ended up staying in Rise for a while. It was like the biggest team, and then out of nowhere, this team called FaZe Clan comes along. FaZe Clan comes along, and then like starts doing some really cool shit before they even blew up in subs. They had more subs than us. Like when they started getting loads of subs, they went to like 20,000 subs, I think FaZe did. They like blew up, and back then 20,000 was a lot. They had 20k, and I was seeing their things they were doing. Like they were doing like trick shots and no scopes, and I was like, damn, that's fucking sick. Like I was always a sniper. Like I was always like sniping. If you guys didn't know, I did join FaZe for sniping. Mental, right? But yeah, I actually like loved what FaZe were doing, like the trick shots and that. So I started doing trick shotting as well. And that was when I started becoming like a sniper and a trick shot. I joined FaZe and got known more for like just pure sniping later on down the line, but I have always been someone that trick shots and snipe. I actually remember very, very vividly, like it's a very vivid memory in my head. I was playing high rise, I was actually on a ladder doing, like trying to do some sort of trick shot. And I was in a party with Apex back in the day. His name was TSU Apex. And I don't want it to sound harsh, but I vividly remember Apex because of his voice. I remember hearing him like, damn, that's like a unique voice. I never heard, because I don't really speak to many Americans. I was like, okay, I never really heard a kid with a voice like that. Nothing wrong with it at all, but I was just how I remember, like the memory. It's just, I don't know, it's just how I remember it. And when Apex, I remember having a chat with him, I think in a FaZe house. I was like, shit, I remember TSU Apex. And then since then, I've like had this memory that I remember now where I was in a pie with Apex before he was even in FaZe. And I think that's when I was in Rise or something like that. So it's crazy that I've been around making videos for a long time, guys, in case you haven't known, like a long time now. I actually remember the day when FaZe Clan hit 3,000 subscribers. Not 300,000, just 3,000 subscribers. And I wrote on their channel, back then, if you guys know, you could write on their channel. I wrote like, congrats on 3,000 subs, FaZe Clan. Like, you write comments on their channels, and they wrote a comment back on my channel saying like, yo, thanks Kay, or thanks Catry, whatever my gamer tag was then. And then after that, I left Rise, and there was a summer where I joined some random teams you guys wouldn't know about. I didn't really stay in them for long. I wouldn't consider myself a part of the team. I did make my own team with my friend Harrison called Shard, and that's where I got the name Kay. I took the first letter from my last name, which is the letter K, and spelled out K-A-Y. That's how I got the name Kay, for those of you that still don't know. But then after that, I joined back that team called Rise. They were definitely nowhere near as big as like FaZe or anything like that. FaZe had completely blown everybody out the water. FaZe were just on like a rocket up to the fucking stars. They still are. And yeah, that was just like how it all started, essentially, from before like any of the main teams that I joined. So we haven't even got into the main story yet. I'm kind of like building the story up from like how I started to how I got to FaZe. So if you guys are still enjoying this video, don't forget to smash a like. It's so hot in my room, I might have to take a break, but I'll be back. And I just want to mention something about money as well, because money seems to be brought into YouTubers like topics and like quite a lot. Until 2013, when I joined FaZe Clan, I did not have one partnership on any channel or any video or like had any sort of money made from anything until I joined FaZe. So everything I was doing is purely because I fucking love it, guys. Like, don't like do anything you don't love. Like, I love making videos. I actually love it. Like, I don't know, I wake up, all I'm doing so much of the time is just thinking like, oh, that'd be sick for a video, or like, oh, this video, that video. Like, I actually love this, guys. Like, it's not like I wanted to join FaZe or get loads of subs so I could make loads of money and stuff. Like, that's not how anything works. Never follow money. Follow your passion, and everything else that you want, I promise you guys, will follow. So when all these people were making money off YouTube like all these years ago, I was just doing this because I fucking love it, and I still do, guys. Like, I wake up every day and I still am blessed, and I'm still like, oh my god, I can just make videos, and it is now my actual job now. Like, what? It was just my hobby until like, I'd say 2014. I never made a video announcing when I actually like, you know, like fully made FaZe or made YouTube my full-time job. I never really announced that. I didn't want that to be a thing because it doesn't matter. Nothing was going to change. I loved it just as much then as I do now, and I know I'm going to continue fucking loving it. So yeah, let's take it back to what I believe is late 2010. These dates might be getting mixed up in my head. I'm doing my best. I've got a notepad here to keep all these dates in good chronological order for you guys. But yeah, the end of 2010, I believe, Zerka, who you guys might know from the Sidemen now, that was back when he used to play Call of Duty. Zerka randomly tweeted me one day saying, yo, you seen your clips? You are a fucking beast. That was his exact words, like, you are a fucking beast, or you are a beast. What is your Skype? DM me it. And then I see @ZerkaHD followed you back. And like I said at the beginning of this video, guys, Zerka has always been like my #1, like with Optic Predator, inspiration to start sniping and like all that on YouTube. And he just fucking messaged me to ask me to join his team. I was like, what? Whoa! I was freaking the fuck out. I've never freaked out, or I have freaked out more than that when I joined FaZe, but I was freaking out, like freaking out. Nothing like that had ever happened to me. Like, I had never been approached by like a mad YouTuber like Zerka to ask to join his team. So I was like, yes, I'll join. I just joined Zerka's team. It was called Million, and I think I was in Million for around, I'd say, I don't know, like 3-4 months, like however long the team lasted. I was one of the first to join, and I left the team right before the team ended. Zerka like ended the team and went on to do his other YouTube, like, you know, continue his YouTube journey in whatever way he wanted to do, and how, you know, he's killing it. He's in the Sidemen now, so it's all worked out for Zerka and that. Like, everyone's happy, I believe, from this situation anyway. So everything's worked out well. But yeah, I did actually leave Million. I explained to Josh, I was like, yo, Josh, like, when you asked me to join, it was like the craziest thing for me, but I've just been asked to join this other team called Obey. And I know you understand, like, I just, like, this is a crazy opportunity for me. He was like, yo, Kay, don't worry, like, it's fine. Like, I see what you want to do. Like, I see your path on YouTube. You love all this, like, YouTube and team stuff. I know what I want to do. I know what you want to do, man. Just go and do you. And to this day, me and Zerka are obviously still friends. I do see Zerka. I've seen him sometimes, like when I go to events and that. I've met him a few times. We've actually had Wagamamas together. He's a really nice guy. I fucking love him, mate. All his videos, all of that. I always support him, Toby. Toby was back there in the day as well, sorry, in Million. I've always supported those two, especially from the Sidemen, so much. I fucking love them both. So yeah, like I was saying to you, that team Obey asked me to join, and you guys might think like, oh, Obey asked you to join. Like, now it's not as a crazy thing, but back then, well, it's still a crazy thing, don't get me wrong, but back then, I think it was like Marla, Willie G, Agony, and FaZe Deezer. Like, a few people from FaZe got like kicked from FaZe or dropped from FaZe or left FaZe. I can't remember how it worked out, but then they went and started up their own team. So a lot of ex-FaZe members, like Agony was the leader. He started up his team and had all these sick players from the other sick teams like Obey PQ or PQ, I can't remember his name. I was in Obey. I actually joined the day after Obey was made. I'm in the first ever Obey team Taj. I don't know if you guys even know any about this. Like, I've been around for a while, guys. I was in the first Obey team Taj. I stayed in Obey, I'd say, for nearly a year. Nearly a year I was in Obey, absolutely loved it, like kept on grinding, just kept on working. And yeah, through Obey, like I was saying, just carried on grinding, carried on having that goal. For FaZe, that was my goal the whole time. While I was in Obey, a few people actually joined FaZe from Obey, maybe very anxious to join FaZe, like Rain joined FaZe from Obey, Zimmer, and there's going to be some others, but I've forgotten their names, but they joined FaZe from Obey, so Obey was like that team to get into FaZe from, and I wasn't getting into FaZe. Like, I remember Seabass was subscribed to me, and I was like, fuck, okay, I'm being watched, and I made like the best videos I could, and then Seabass, I think like a year later, or just under a year later, unsubscribed from me, and it fucking destroyed me. I was like, no, Seabass, because Seabass, that's when he recruited everybody, pretty much, all the players for FaZe, and he unsubscribed. Seabass, man, you broke my heart that day. And I remember just being like fucking broken, like, Jesus, man, Seabass is I've got no hope now. And then I can't remember what it was. I think it was like the Optic recruitment challenge came up, and I was like, you know what, if I can't get into FaZe, because back then if you were in Optic you couldn't get into FaZe. There was like a rule where you couldn't take people from each team or something. So I was like, you know what, I really don't like Black Ops 2, but I still want to be progressing. I still want to get into FaZe, but just maybe this year, maybe just now, like, isn't my time. I'm still going to get into FaZe. I've been trying for it for years. There's no way I'm going to stop. So I was like, alright, you know what? I've always wanted to try and be an Optic. I want to get in FaZe. Optic is still sick. I love Optic. I loved being an Optic, meeting Hex, all the pro team, Nade Shot, everybody. I love that so much. Such a great experience. So I was like, okay, I'm going to join Optic. So I did a recruitment challenge. Within the first, I think, 5 days of the recruitment challenge, I had messages from the leader of Optic at the time. He was just like, alright, you can leave Obey if you want. Don't change your name yet, but you're an Optic, mate. Like, you're an animal. Like, you're crazy. That was when I used to play Modern Warfare 3. And that was when I started to get, like, I'd say pretty decent at that game. And I absolutely smashed that recruitment challenge. In 2 weeks, I had, like, well, within 5 days of the recruitment challenge, I had enough clips to get into the team. And he was just like, you know what, Kay, like, you just killed this. So I left Obey. Just like a week or so before I joined Optic, like chilled solo for a bit, didn't change my name or anything like that. Then joined straight into Optic, and then I joined Optic for a while, and I was in Optic for, I'd say, another good just under a year, just turning up to just like the summer of 2013 was when I think everybody was kicked from Optic. Like, if you guys didn't know, the whole roster, like, everybody was dropped. Everybody, like, not the pro team, that's when they were focusing on the pro team and that, but the whole roster, like directors and that, straight dropped. And yeah, so none of us were in Optic anymore. I was solo, and I was like, okay, well, before I was like, okay, well, before I wanted to get into FaZe, I couldn't, because Black Ops 2 really wasn't kind of my game. I was loving MW3, so I was in Optic, so I was like, okay, well, my goal before Optic was obviously FaZe. FaZe is still my goal. FaZe has been my goal since number one day. Since day one. I'm going a bit loopy. This heat is driving, like, this heat is mad, guys. I don't know if I'm trying to stop myself from sweating in this video. I put my shorts back on so I can kind of like lean back because this heat, honestly guys, I apologize if I look so sweaty and horrible. It's just so hot in England today. It's the hottest day of the year. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, everyone's got kicked from Optic, alright? No one's in Optic. I'm kind of like, okay, well, obviously I know what my goal is. Black Ops 2 wasn't my game. Like, Black Ops 2, I just did not click with the game. Sniping for me, it just wasn't for me, sniping. So I was like, alright, Ghosts. Alright, I've got a brand new game. I'm just gonna smash this game and get into FaZe. And I remember having, like, this may sound weird to you guys. This may sound really weird, but I like set myself goals in my head. I remember looking at the FaZe Clan Twitter, and this was like a few months before I got into FaZe. This was like a month or two before I got into FaZe, before Ghost came out. I remember looking, and you see it says on Twitter, like, if it says follows you. I remember looking at it, I was like, alright, sick, I know what my goal is. Like, in a month, that's gonna say follows you. So I was like, that's my goal. That fucking Twitter is gonna follow me. So then, I don't know, I'm making it sound so much easier than it is. Like, I like set myself goals in my head to try and make them sound easy and achievable. But also that they're obviously not. I don't really know how I do it but like to myself. Everybody's got their own way of achieving their own goals and that. But my way was just like setting a goal in my head, having a vision that I like had so clear, and then just going out and just absolutely smashing it and just doing it and getting it. So at the time, obviously, I was solo. Ghost was about to come out, and I had been asked during my time in Optic to join SAW. Like, they had asked me multiple times, like, "Hey, come and join SAW, come and join SAW." I'd always said no. I was like, you know, like, no, I just want to stay in Optic. Like, I don't want to try and join FaZe at the moment. Obviously, I want to join FaZe, but I'm not going to be able to get into FaZe playing MW3, and I've always done what I love doing. Like, if I love it, I fucking do it. If I don't like it, I'm not going to force myself to not do it. So I didn't love Black Ops 3 sniping, so I was like, you know what, after this game, we'll see what happens, like, after Black Ops 2, whatever this next game's going to be. Ended up being one of the worst games, but I managed to get into it. I went to FaZe from it somehow, which is actually really good. Well, not somehow. I was actually sick at Ghost when the game came out. Sniped mad, got crazy clips. Was sending all my clips to Banks and that, but I've got a bit ahead of myself. So I joined SAW. I was in SAW, and I started getting hints from people like Davey and Mac that, like, yo, okay, apparently, like, Kay, you're actually sick at this game, like, shit, like, you're fucking sick, Kay. And Davey was like, yeah, if you link me clips, I could maybe link a certain Seabass. And I was like, oh my god, Davey, thank you. And he did, but then I ended up speaking to Banks myself. Banks was the person who actually recruited me to FaZe. I messaged Banks on Skype because I had him on Skype when Banks asked me to be the sniping leader of SAW a while ago. That would have been crazy. Imagine that. Before I joined Optic, Banks asked me to be the leader of the SAW sniping or whatever it was. But I said no, joined Optic. I said no to quite a lot of stuff when I was in Optic actually. But it's all worked out in the long run, definitely. And yeah, I was in SAW linking Banks my clips, and then Banks doesn't reply to me for 2 weeks. I messaged him my clips, he's like, yo, I don't want to see your shit quad feeds and all that. Just show me the best of the best, the premium of the premium. And I did. I showed him all that. He didn't speak to me or my friend at the time called FaZe Wally, or not FaZe Wally, he was Wally. He didn't speak to us, and then one day randomly on Skype at like, I don't know, 1 in the morning, I'm out with my friends at the shop, we walk into the shop, I see a DM from Banks saying, Skype now, or something. Someone's like, I like gasped, and I just ran home, got all the way home, got to my laptop. Banks had deleted messages from Skype. I was like, oh, what the fuck, like screaming, like shaking. And then I see Banks like, yo, hello, I'm here or something. I'll put the conversation on the screen right now for you guys. Honestly, this conversation has me dying. Like, could Banks ask me to join FaZe? I was like, no way, really? And I remember it so clearly. My friend Ryan and Bill, who you guys have seen in my videos before, Ryan, they were standing behind me, and they were with me when I joined FaZe. They've been with me for so many of my milestones and everywhere. They've been with me from everything, through everything. It's fucking sick. And yeah, that's the day I joined FaZe, December 4th, 2013. It would have been December 3rd if I'd got back earlier, but December 4th, 1 AM 2013, I joined FaZe Clan. And yeah, since then, I joined FaZe with no partnership. I joined FaZe, got myself a partnership, and that's when I started making like a few dollars a month from YouTube back then, when I joined in 2013. Now it's escalated to be my full-time job, which I've never actually made like a very specific video announcing like, you know, I do this full-time, like I've quit my job, my day job, and YouTube's now my full-time job. A lot of people make a big thing out of it. It's cool if you do. I personally just didn't want to. I was like, you know what, I was just like, nothing's gonna change. I'm gonna still put in the same amount of effort and love that I always have, because I love it just as much. Obviously I can put in more effort now. That didn't really make sense. I will always love it as much as I did. and I still do, but I can now put in a lot more effort to my videos. There you go, I got that out of me. But yeah guys, I mean, since then you guys can see everything that's happened to me on my YouTube channel. Like, I made a lot more videos a lot more frequently since I joined FaZe. And I think that is going to be the end of this video today, guys. It's been a nice sit down chat with you all. I hope you all got something from this. If you have a goal, I'm like losing my mind in this heat trying to speak to you guys, trying to remember everything, sorry. But yeah, if you have a goal, you have anything, just please vision it first. Like, have a goal. Like, don't try and do something. Like, don't have like a loose goal. I don't know how to word that probably like correctly, but don't have just like a general goal that you want to go out and get. Find something specific, find something you can see, you can literally vision, like you can see. Like, I personally try and like have an actual vision of like what would happen once I got the goal. Like a picture of like me, maybe a picture of you standing with the trophy. Mine was a picture of FaZe Kay following me. In my head, that worked for me. And just, you know, just do that, do anything that works for you, but just achieve your goals, guys. Tweet me anything you may have achieved, or like anything you can relate to in this video. Tweet me, guys. I'm always on my phone, especially on this new night mode Twitter. I'm on it a lot more at night now, so yeah. Tweet me anything, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you are new. Do like the video if you did enjoy it. This has been FaZe Kay. After all that years, or after all that, I'm losing my mind. After all those years, I can now say I'm FaZe Kay. But yeah, this has actually made me really happy to make this video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out, everybody.